Salam alaikum. Sorry this took so long. Having some issues that I'm going to have to get with the IT department and figure out what I'm doing wrong. So I'm Dr. Joel. Happy to be with you. This will be a fun course. So, while you're looking at this video or listening to this video, if you would go ahead and go to your course, and I'll kind of walk you through what we're kind of trying to do. So as far as the Globus simulation, it's a great thing to do. Now that I have all the teams, I'll be getting out the information to you shortly. But you guys will all have a company. There'll be 4 companies, I guess, now, and you'll be competing against each other. So no colluding, but your company will consist of cameras and drones, and it'll be up to you and your team to figure out what particular features you want to have in each, what kind of market strategy you want to have. There's different parts of the world that you will be dealing with, so it's a lot of fun. The business briefs should be based on your strategies, on what you're going to be doing during the simulation. Once you have access, I really strongly recommend that you take the quiz. It's not graded, but it will help you understand the things that you need to do inside the simulation. Since you guys have relatively large teams, I would also suggest that you try to assign a certain task to each person. The simulation, a lot of students will ask me, well, how do we succeed? Do you have any thoughts on that? And I can tell you that it will always depend, because it's interactive. So even if you have the best strategy in the world, it's going to be based on what your competitors are also doing. So I can't really tell you one thing or another. Maybe my second maybe trip to Oman, we had a person come in that was very successful in a previous class on it, and he gave some guidance, and the teams that pretty much paid attention to him the most didn't do very well on the next round. So it's like I said, very interactive. It's gonna depend not only on your strategy, but also the strategy of your competitors. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of information that you'll be able to see, not as much detail, but you'll be able to see information on your competitors. So with the large teams, I would strongly suggest that you have somebody, one or two people that actually make sure that they take a look at what your competitors are doing. Most of the rounds will be done while we're together in week 5 and week 6. The business briefs, as I mentioned, they're group assignments, so I only need 1 per team. So just make sure that you have somebody, a team leader or a team secretary or whatever, get those to me each week. But the business brief should relate to your camera drone company in the simulation. The other thing that I really get a lot of talk about, and I want to stress this extremely highly, is the major field test. That is individual, and it's sometimes a struggle for people. We'll probably do that on the Monday of the second week that we're together. It's a 3-hour exam. Actually, you can take less time, but 3 hours is the maximum. There's 2 parts to it. There are 62 questions in each part. So we'll have to figure out how we want to approach that, because there's some front time also, because you have to check in, you have to do a sample thing to understand, which is not graded, but you have to do a sample thing to kind of understand how the thing is is really structured. So that'll take a full evening. So we'll probably do that, like I said, Monday of the second week that we're together. Please, please, please do not wait until while we are there to start thinking about and doing some practicing on the MFT. It's like I said, can be a struggle for some people. Now, that in mind, it's worth 100 points, and the course is 1,000 points. So it's only 10% of your grade, but that can typically affect between an A and an A minus, or A minus and a B plus, things of that nature. So it does have some effect on your grade, but it's not going to fail you. So if we look at, like I said, week 1, we've got the crafting a business strategy, which I've given you extensions on. Look at the Turnitin dates as far as the dates that things are assigned. But there's basically a business brief each week. Week 4, looking for a team charter as well, and then we'll do the practice rounds. But like I said, I'll be opening it up shortly, probably within the next 4 or 5 hours, so that you can kind of get a hang of what's to expected. But let's say the team charter is week 4, and then we'll be together week 5 and week 6. And I plan on spending the most time, giving you time in class to do the Globus simulation. So you shouldn't have to really, you shouldn't probably have to spend a lot of time outside if you manage your time properly in class. I do expect you to attend class, but we may want to pick different rooms or something so that other teams can't hear your strategies and things like that. So, like I said, the Globus will take the most of our time while we're together, other than the one night that we'll do the MFT, and we might do. I might give you one night before the MFT to do some studying in class. The others, so the Globus company performance is worth 200 points, so that's 20% of your grade. There's a peer evaluation that you have to do. That's worth 100 points, and what that basically means is you will rate your performance and your company participants, not other companies, but the people that were on your team. You'll rate their performance as well. And the grade is basically 50-50. 50 points on how you feel like you did yourself, and then 50% on how your other people in the company felt like you did in the simulation. So so that's worth some points. Of course, we have class participation, and then the comparative analysis paper. That's worth 150 points, and that is individual. Okay. Now, I tell you that it's individual, but what I won't mind is if you and your team share a lot of information as far as the analysis and things like that. But I want to see an individual conclusion or summary from each one of you. So a lot of the material in the paper can be the same as the other members of your company, but I do need it to be individual. The program reflection paper is also an individual assignment. The program reflection survey is an individual assignment. The presentations. The presentations are also group, and we'll do that the last night of class. So hopefully we will look at the presentations and have a celebration because you deserve it. I mean, it's been a long haul for you. I understand that, and that's one of the nice things I think about this class is because I get to share the conclusion of your journey, and that's always a great thing. So from what I understand, we'll try to meet Monday at 6:30 your time, 18:30. I'll try to have this Zoom stuff figured out by then, I hope, inshallah. So that's pretty much all I have from me. If you have any questions, please continue to email me. If it's a individual question, you don't need to CC anybody. If it's something for you and your team, CC everybody on your team. If you think it's something that the entire class might benefit from, just CC everybody and I'll reply all. So other than that, I'm looking forward to working with you and looking forward to get back to my second home of Oman. So, shukran.